Hey, dear ladies and gentlemen, the sun is not burning our skins and the rain is not falling down either, so it is perfect for a Geneva city tour. Now we are going to the international part of Geneva. It's there where we are going to see some of the international organizations we do have here in Geneva, and then we will be going to the other side to sit down in a little train that's going to take us to the old town. After the old town, there will be a group of people who is going for the boat cruise. So we will be taking you to the boat. I hope that you will enjoy the tour, dear ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with a friend and a driver, the best driver in the company, whose name is
David. Pleased to meet you.
Yay, David! We already know David from this morning.
Mr. David will be driving you around Geneva, and of course, being the best driver in the company, you don't have to fear anything. With him, everything goes always good. So enjoy it, dear ladies and gentlemen. And as for me, my name is Gabriel. If you happen to have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gabriel.
Now we are inside the international district, dear ladies and gentlemen. Just at your left side, you have the ITU, the International Telecommunication Union, which is a very big international organization. All this space around here, including the tower over there, belongs to the organization. And of course, it is considered to be the first international organization being created in the world, dear ladies and gentlemen. It started in 1865. In 1865, it was called the International Telegraphic Union. But of course, later with more responsibilities, I mean, they started to be in control of many other means of communication and information, satellites, internet, and more recently, and then mobile telephones and all this kind of thing. So they changed the name in '69 from International Telegraphic Union to International Telecommunication Union. Of course, the name telegraphic changed to telecommunication, but the initials are still the same, dear ladies and gentlemen. ITU, ITU. Now we have another building always on our left side. Please don't care about the right side. We will be there in a very few minutes. Concentrate on the left. So you are seeing that blue building over there in front of us. This is the most recent international organization in the world. 1967 comparing to 1865, dear ladies and gentlemen. ITU. Here is not the ITU. Here is the WIPO. I mean the World Intellectual Property Organization. It is here where they protect the copyrights, the patents, the trademarks, names of big companies, as well as books and music. Everything that has to do with the intellectual property is being protected in these two buildings, the blue one, the first tower, and this small over here. The organization started long ago, but it was in separate branches. First, they created in 1883 the Institution for the Protection of the Industrial Property, and then later in 1886, they created another branch for the protection of the literary and artistic work. And of course later on in '69 they merged the two and they created the the World Intellectual Property Organization. Now we are driving along this avenue, the so-called French Avenue. What do we have here is this majestic building on your left side, the so-called Intercontinental Hotel. Why is it so prestigious? It is the most prestigious hotel of Geneva because it hosts most of the time presidents, Nobel Peace Prize, ministers, diplomats, stars, sports stars, and all those kind of people who come here to Geneva to do something. They stay here in the Intercontinental Hotel instead of staying in the center of the city where you are staying. But they do not stay there, not because they are afraid of you, dear ladies and gentlemen. No, they are not afraid, because Geneva is a very safe and quiet place, so they are never afraid. They stay here because from here they can walk to the United Nations, and if they have to go back to their countries in a situation of urgency, from this hotel, the Intercontinental Hotel, to Geneva Airport, they would spend 4 minutes driving. So this is the reason. But we are not going to see Geneva airport. We are not going to see the border with France, which is at the end of this street. And this is the reason why this street is called the French Avenue and not the Italian Avenue, because it does not take us to Italy, but it does take us to France. Now here we are going into the interior, I mean deep into the international district. We are going to see other buildings around here. The first one is here on our left side with the cross over there. It has to do with religion, dear ladies and gentlemen. This is the Council of Churches, the Ecumenical Center, which unites 350 churches, Orthodox churches around the world. The Roman Catholic Church is not a member of this institution, but their presence here in Geneva is very well seen. I mean, there are lots of churches, Roman Catholic churches here, but they don't want to be members of this organization. I would not be able to tell you the reason why. The only thing I can tell you, dear ladies and gentlemen, is that Geneva is not a Catholic city, it is a Protestant one. The Protestant church is the most important church here, and they are the ones in charge of this organization. Maybe this is one of the reasons why the Roman Catholic Church, not wanting to submit to the laws of created by the Protestant Church, they just prefer to be observers instead of being active members. So this is the reason. Why now, dear ladies and gentlemen, we have another building, this white building you are seeing here on your left side, always on your left side. It is called Ecolint. Ecolint is actually the name of the International School of Geneva, and this is the first school, 1924. This is the first school having the name International among its words, dear ladies and gentlemen. It was created by the workers of the International Labour Organization and the League of Nations. These are the two international organizations, first international organization being established here in Geneva. This white and red windowed building is UNESCO. UNESCO is the organism of the United Nations for Education, Science and Culture. And of course the headquarters is not here, the headquarters is in France, in Paris. And here we have another building, the International Organization for Migrations. If you ask me, hey Gabriel, what is the difference between these and the refugees? I would say there is no difference, dear ladies and gentlemen. And not in front of us you can see lots of flags over there in this big building. The three of them, the green one over there and the white one, the small one. 194 flags are there representing all countries. But please, don't think that it is the United Nations. No, it is not. It is the WHO, dear ladies and gentlemen. The World, thank you very much, the World Health Organization. And it is here where sometimes when we are at home, or we were at home, sitting down in front of our TV, there would be a man showing up on, on our TV screen saying, please, the pandemic is not yet over. Keep your masks on. Keep a distance. Don't go and visit your friends. Don't even send your children to go and visit their grandparents in the hospitals and so on. All the recommendations came from here. Mr. Tedros is the secretary and he works here. He is the one who used to give us all these kinds of recommendations. They have eradicated many diseases. I mean, the pox diseases, you may remember. Smallpox, chicken pox, cow pox. Now we have another pox, the so-called gorilla pox. Is it a gorilla pox?
Gorilla?
Monkey pox.
No, it is a monkey pox.
Yeah,
Thank you. Now we have another building here, this time on your right side. This is the International Labour Organization, which is, of course, the second international organization being established here in Geneva. They came here in 1920, dear ladies and gentlemen. 1920 from London. They came to Geneva because Geneva earned the privilege of hosting all these international organizations. It was the second one. The first one was the League of Nations. And so the organization has been doing a very good job since its existence. 1920, I remember that none of us were still there. I mean, our parents and grandparents didn't even know that maybe one day I will have a baby like you, like me, like every other people. But the organization existed already. And of course, they have been protecting children from hard labor and promoting equality in the working place between gender. You can see that nowadays ladies are becoming CEOs in companies. They are being heads of states. They are being creative. They are taking initiatives. All of this is happening thanks in part for the effort spent by the International Labour Organization, which, by the way, was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1969, dear ladies and gentlemen. What a big organization. Now, dear ladies and gentlemen, we will keep on going. Here on your right side, you are seeing this insignificant building. It is not insignificant, dear ladies. It is a very important one. This is a school, the International Management Hotel School. And if you ask me, hey Gabriel, why are you showing us a hotel school? Well, because this is the school that trains the people who are providing you with excellent, not just good, but excellent services in the different hotels you are staying. I am sure that you are very happy with your staying and the services you are being provided in the different hotels you are staying. So remember, the people who are providing you with these excellent services are people who come from these, from this school, of course. And it is very interesting because they teach students from all over the world, not just Genevans. You will see there students from Asia, I mean India, Pakistan, Philippines, Thailand, and so on. You will see students from the Middle East, students from Africa, and of course Europeans I would not even mention. Yes, students from the Americas, dear ladies and gentlemen, Canada, United States, Mexico, Brazil, you name it. All of them are coming here just to learn hotel techniques. It's a very, very good school with a very high reputation. And the fight and the protest against the use of landmines. You can see there are, yes, landmines are mines that the people, I mean, during the wars, people hide mines on the ground, and when the war is over, the children will be the main victim because they will be playing, and without knowing, they will be walking on a mine, it will explode, and one leg will just be blown out. This is what it represents. Now, dear ladies and gentlemen, we have 5 minutes here. You may come off the bus, walk around, take your pictures, appreciate the area, and then we come back again. Thank you very much.
Yeah, just something like that. She's looking at doing that's great.
This is part 3 of our Geneva tour. The second part was in this little train that rolled down the streets. And now the final part is this boat ride on electric boats.
Not like when you go to Santa Barbara or on a cruise or some places where the ocean is on the beach.
Really? Because then you get jobs if you want. Like all of these guys, you have these
And it doesn't really matter though.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm thinking, okay, if it's Ivy League, then it's good.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
Wait, can I airdrop that to you?
Somebody's got to be there.
Yeah, I think that's true.
That's part of the plan.
I think the best medical school, well, we have
It'll just say I.
Georgetown University.
Yep.
Well, John Hopkins University. Very
Lighting is not the best, but
Yeah, but I don't think she wants to go to science. But even though she's very good at science, but she doesn't. So far, she thinks she doesn't.
what do you even? So I wanted to like, just go on and on. And you can just see as their muscle like the phrase would go on and on. I'm like, no, I don't like that. Valeria, right? Like, just send me a message with that. Oh yeah. What is it about? It's about it's like Sex and the City, but in I still can't get over the fact that Africa is now in Australia.
Oh, the Matterhorn's not far away.
I told them about 5 breakfasts. Oh yeah, the celebration again. And see the way she will get it or not, then she will just process it and then it will be the same again. Ojalá. He can now. Saying that he can wonder if we can get together in the 3 years. He's so great. I'm always talking. I like balancing everything. I had to get up to school. That never gets great. People are always going to be close to a waterfront. That continues life. Yeah, so I guess I'm always just like hyper aware of that. You know what I mean? Just like small things that I wouldn't get a small thing. Oh, yeah. One of the things that I've had this year. You know what I mean by it's just like I feel like you value the friendship more than your actual problem. And I think to be honest, people change, like my perspective changes.
Inside the city of Geneva is this conservatory. And at this point we're close to these buildings with this red dot saying where we are. And this looks like a large greenhouse.
Let me. Can you come back here?
Similarly, when you're outside, you can see the names of numerous plants as you walk through the grounds. One designation for restrooms in Europe is WC. Another is toilette, when it's in French. While still on the grounds of the Arboretum, there's a place to get food, and there's some school groups that are also here today. I didn't take a picture of it.
Why not?
I didn't know what to call it anymore when I zoomed in on it than I did when it was further away. This is a coot, a common coot. So this is Geneva, Switzerland, and this is Lake Geneva. This is the train to Lausanne.
Moi je pense que c'est quand c'est en tout cas 5 jours, j'envisage la valise, tu vois. C'est moins que 5 jours le sac.
This is Lausanne, Switzerland. At the Lake Geneva level. This C-shaped structure is a weather vane. And these boats travel on Lake Geneva. Snow in the mountains.
Okay, now we are going to cross to the Rhone River on your right or left. This is our Rhone River, 813 kilometers long, comes from the glacier of Rhone in Swiss Alps. It goes to the Mediterranean Sea of France directly. You know, this river is very cold. It's a very good option for swimming summertime because it comes from the glacier. But you know, we do have competition in December. The people, they jump to the lake in December. Imagine -10, so I mean the courage people, not like me and David, we are very normal people. So. And so, you know, I didn't ask him. Poor, maybe he does, but me, no, never. No. You know, they say the cold water is really good for health, but I decided to be unhealthy. So if I have to jump to the lake with this temperature, no thank you. Organization area, you have two options. We do have Geneva City Tour every day, which brings you to see the international organization area, then after the Old Town. And also you can go by your own. In front of the main train station, you should take the tram number 15 through the nation direction, where you can visit all the international organization over there. But if you want to enter to the United Nations, you have absolutely booked before. There is no way to enter to the United Nations without any reservation. Some of our production included the local wine, very small production, our famous chocolate, cheese, cereal, wood. And about the industry, Switzerland is very strong in private banking, pharmacy, washes industry, electromechanical and mechanical industry, and trading. Of the Alps, pearl of the Savoy, and one of the most beautiful nicknames, they call it Venice of the Savoy. Why? Because they compare it with Venice as it has many canals, river, and like Venetian Carnival, they do have Carnival every year in February. But there is a difference between Venice and Annecy. If you've been in Venice, you can recognize. I will ask you when we get there, what is the difference? It's the largest city, and of course it's the capital of this department. Photographic research. You can ask us. We are good photographers.
Island Palace. One-town church.
Still unknown, but they estimate they built in 12th century. This part is oldest part of the castle, La Tour de la Reine, the Queen Tower, with a 30 meters high and 4 meters thick the wall. So before they had to build very thickly, strongly, because they had to protect manually. And there is a story about this castle. Counts of Geneva from Geneva. They had some problem with Catholic churches in Geneva. They had to chase away from Geneva. They came here, they settled in this castle. A member of this family, Robert de Genève, it was in Turkey. He born here, he grew up here, and he became a pope here. As soon as he became a pope here, he couldn't stay no longer in this castle. So he had to go to the Holy City. But on that time, Holy City, it wasn't in Rome, Vatican, no. It was in another city called Avignon. I don't know if you know Avignon, a little bit far in Provence, 3 hours, I think. So he had two options, either abandon this castle or gave it to another member of his family. What he did, he gave it to his uncle, Don de Villa. But his uncle was a very weak man. Why? Because Dukes of Savoy, from Savoy, this region, they settled in a city called Chambéry. Chambéry is 1 hour far from here. Always, they wanted to go to the north of their country, they needed permission from this family. And also with also many other reasons. So they said, no, we don't want to ask them always the permission. So this area is on our territory, so we have
From this standpoint, it's unclear how far this lake goes back. Our European trip has gotten down to the last 2 weeks, and we're staying in one place for the last 2 weeks, Geneva, Switzerland. We decided to get a efficiency unit, which has a little section of a kitchen here. It's much improved compared to the tiny room we had in Barcelona. So it actually has a closet drawer below, and the other side of the closet. So similar bathroom controls, large and small flush. The shower is similar to the showers we had in France 3.5, 4 years ago, in that they don't have a complete shower door. This does not slide at all. And this is an open space, so as you're showering, water is splattering out, but it's a low enough volume to the water that it doesn't spill out significantly. Large overhead shower head or handheld sprayer. The 40 degrees marking here is actually pretty representative of what works for a shower temperature. Little cabinet below to put our supplies. The electrical outlet is slightly different from in Spain. Now what you see here is an outlet on either side, and right below it is actually the ground outlet, the ground prong. So when this goes in, it doesn't have to have that ground portion there. This is the same adapter that we had in Spain, and it works just fine. This also has 2 USB outlets at this point, and then there's one of the standard outlets on the other side. Below here is actually a 3-outlet cluster. The transformer goes to this lamp, and then 2 other outlets there. So this is the 4th floor of this apartment building, and this is the view from it. So the 4th floor has 10 apartment units. The 3 floors below have 25 apartment units. And then 2 elevator units as well as stairs. And the lower level of this building has weight room. Laundry. And some restrooms. And then access to other places that's the steps. This room listed as private goes under the main reception area and dining areas of the apartment complex. So this apartment building here is right near the airport. Now next to it is some other buildings. Across the street here the electrical wires up above power this bus which goes to downtown Geneva. And this is actually the end of the line. As you follow these wires, they curve around and then end up across the street. There are buses that come here that are not electrified and they can go beyond this limit. And in the adjacent building is this Lidl. I had no idea what it was. It's a grocery store. And then there's another building next door which has an outdoor seating area for drinks. So now as you visualize this outdoor area here, the store actually goes underground. And another thing I didn't expect, between the apartment building and here is an underground parking area. At least 2 levels. So this is all running underground for this grocery store. We were only shopping for small amounts, but I never figured out How do you unlock these locked shopping baskets? A coin of some sort? I don't know. But anyway, we just used the handheld shopping baskets, which are available at the entrance here. So it's convenient to have a grocery store that close to the apartment building. This is one bus going around, a bus in between which is motorized without using electricity from above, followed by another one that's using electricity from above. And inside the apartment building you can arrange for your breakfast to be purchased with the room included with it. So back downstairs at the apartment building, next to the laundry room, is, what does this mean? See you soon. And what do we have? We have level 1 of the parking garage, which connects across to the grocery store. And these are stairs out of the parking garage, and this is above the parking garage, which you'd never guess from the outside. I would never guess from the outside that a parking garage lives underneath here. So inside the elevator, the floors go -1, 0 is the main floor, and then 4 is the terrace. So this view is about 6:30 at night. Well, I haven't studied the map that carefully. I've been told that any direction you go from here, it's a good chance you'll end up in France. So this little corner of Switzerland where Geneva is unusual that way. Of course, if you follow the lake, which starts downtown Geneva, you follow it further into Switzerland. Now, one item that came with being a tourist in Geneva is that we got a free pass to the public transportation system, so we can take these buses into town and back out without additional fees just for being a tourist and staying in a hotel. And we got our pass issued at the front desk of our hotel here. So just a block from the apartment, I'm taking a walk down a residential street. So, along with the residential homes, there's some small businesses in this area. The first two nights we had meals at this Italian restaurant. And not much further than the restaurant we went to was this ATM, and then a co-op that sort of looks like a grocery store. And right after that is this little pharmacy. Looks like a restaurant across the street. And almost across the street from that restaurant is the post office. Just beyond the post office, looks like this is a school. I don't know, Village Square. So, at this point we're back on the main streets enough to have this trolley car connections overhead. German school.